Yeah, I think life is. I would even about 85% who you know and 15% what you know. I
Yeah.
think if somebody's making $400,000 a year at their company, and then their relative, their brother, their child, their wife comes to them and say, "Hey, I want to work for you," you're probably more likely going to hire them or take them on versus somebody that's an applicant that you don't know.
I agree.
So anything in life, the highest amount of employees are at the bottom of the totem pole wherever you go. Like you'll have one manager, like Walmart, you have one manager over 30 people.
But you're saying those 30 need to fight for that one position to be able to make a living. That's what I hear you saying.
Well, it's not
That's what I hear
making
you
it.
saying.
That's not making it. Well, they choose to be in that position. That's part one, and then two, they can get a second job. They can get a different job.
I would get
I
a
think
different.
I think that's really where me and you, Spaces, maybe, and Nikki. I'm not sure about Nikki, but I think there's a fundamental feeling that a lot of folks have, and that is that people are lazy in general. They're going to do the littlest they can, and I just don't buy that. I think people really want to get by. They want to do.
You just said it though. Say get by.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. Get by is like.
Well, you can't get by working at Walmart.
Well, no, you have to. So
if you work 40 hours a week at any company, you ought to be able to make it. I'm not doing that
though. I'm not going to do that. I know I can't do that. I wish I could do that. I can't do that because I have responsibilities. I have children. I have rent. I got all type of stuff to pay. I worked at Target. I worked at White Castle. But I made a decision that's not what I wanted. I knew I needed more. I didn't want to work jobs. I think jobs like, then you got our teenagers, like those jobs to me are entry-level jobs for our kids to get introduced to the world, to get introduced into the workspace. So I don't even really, and it's just me, I don't even really think no 30-year-old, unless you're a manager up in to be 30-year-old or 40-year-old should be working at McDonald's. I think they should leave those jobs for those kids. So because that's what the jobs are designed for. From my remembrance, teenage jobs, you went to the ice cream shop, so they get paid enough, and them kids love that money. They can't get a job. You got a lot of them won't even because I remember one of my kids, I can't remember which one it was, and we was trying to get them a job, and I started working at 14. Subway, Chick-fil-A. I couldn't even get them a job at Subway. They had all these little things. Well, how old are they? Well, we got knives. And so they say the kids can't be around this and that. And it's all these reasons that our teenagers can't get a job. But then you got them running around out here trying to steal and do whatever to make money. So I just think that when people want better, and even if you want it, a lot of people, I'm not going to say that because it's the will, it's the drive, it's motivation, it's what people are missing. So, Tim, yes, I do agree with you. Most people probably do want to live above getting by and mediocreness, but they will ain't bigger than they want. And I've been there, so I understand that. But having all these things bottled up in me that I knew I could do, I wanted to do, but I chose to do something else. I chose to hang out with my friends. I chose to lay around and watch TV all day. I chose to do whatever, go to karaoke. I chose that. So I had to make different decisions. Even to this day, to me, I'm still basic. To me, I'm still getting by. And I got a better job than Walmart or Target. But I also think of somebody who worked as hard as I did, went and got my GED because I screwed up earlier, went to college, only to make what they want to make just for making coffee. So then that just make all the hard work I did for what? What did I do all that for? So I don't know.
I think when it comes to,
I think millionaires are needed for employing, and I get both sides because I do think people are scamming, of course. So I'm gonna preface that, Tim. I know corruption, scam, and all that. I get it.
Right. And I
But
think,
we're not gonna get rid of that stuff.
when it comes to that, though, most people don't participate in the same thing that the rich people are doing because they just don't do the research. Like, even for myself, right? The information of whatever it is that they do is available. You just have to take the time to research and figure it out, or get the find somebody who does those things, befriend that person, and learn how to do it. Because their information is readily available. I'm sure you can find something on YouTube about tax laws and writing stuff off as a business expense, or starting a business, write what you do off as a business expense, whatever the case. The information is available. Most people just don't look for it. Most people are just like we're saying. I think this one thing we agree on. A lot of people, I personally say most people want to sit at the bottom, do the bare minimum, but still get paid like a regional manager. I think that's what
those people exist for sure.
Oh,
I hope they're not
hoping something drop in your lap.
Right.
Wanting it easy, somebody give it to you, or you hear a lot of the times, where you work, they hiring, can you give me a job? That phrase in itself, can you get me a job? No, I cannot get you a job. What I can do is give you the website so you can go and see what they got. You can, now I'll put a word in for you. I'll drop your name, but you're going to get yourself the job. Once I do that and you get in that interview, that's up to you. It's on you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you a distinction, though. I'm sorry, Spaces, but I do want to say this because in the wealthy circles, they do get them jobs. You can walk into a job if your daddy's a billionaire.
Oh yeah,
walk into
and I ain't gonna be mad at that.
If
my daddy was a billionaire, he better give me a damn job.
But I might have gone to the extreme. But even at like the country club level,
yeah. I think
they can walk into jobs being dumb as a rock, as long as they got the right connections.
I think that's it. I think that's with everything. I think that's in everything. I think black people do it, white people, rich people, especially black people, where I'm gonna help my sister out. I'm gonna help, or that's just who you're in proximity to, and that's who you know. So that could be just as simple as that.
Yeah, proximity. I think life is, I would even about 85% who you know and 15% what you know. Yeah. I think if somebody's making $400,000 a year at their company, and then their relative, their brother, their child, their wife comes to them and say, "Hey, I want to work for you," you're probably more likely you're going to hire them or take them on versus somebody that's an applicant that you don't know.
I agree.
So with anything in life, when things start getting more expensive and it's basically the same thing that you're getting in return for what it is that you're paying for, people are going to leave. Just like Netflix just raise their prices again. People are starting.
You better drive this.
I don't know if it took effect. I think it took effect, but
yeah.
I have YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium just went up on their prices. All of these things are going up, so it's going to get to a point where people are going to start saying, just like what Starbucks is saying, it's too expensive to stay here.
Spaces. Something you said a little minute ago triggered something for me, which I hate to agree with you two, but I think I'm going to on this because I've been in sales my whole life. And there's a saying in sales, and it rings so true. 90% of it is just showing up, making the freaking sales calls, following up, just doing what you're supposed to do. And
going through the motions.
So many salespeople don't do it. They do the minimum, and then they don't make it. So,
or like if you have, I've seen, I was in sales for a while too before I went to school and everything. And you get a quota, and if you just want, like you seen hungry people, and you can tell the difference. Just hungry. You see hungry people, and then you see people, and you know it because you'll hear a phrase, well, I got my 8 or I got my 5 I needed. And after that, they just like whatever. But you got other people mindset. It was like, I'm already at my 5 or I'm already at my 8. I got to get 5 more. I got to get this, because they thinking about long term what that check will look like or things they got to do. And I think some people just inherently hungry. I don't think it's built in everybody like that. Because I don't think everybody's supposed. I don't think God intended for everybody to be rich or poor, or I think He designed it for everybody to be different.
I'm going to mute myself a second because I got something I got to deal with, but I'm still right here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you got anything else on this Spaces? While Tim doing that, we can segue on.
I think to just like I've been saying, I'm. This is what happens, and this actually reminds me of the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are going to move out of, or I'm not sure if it's solidified. I think they're really considering it at this point. I don't know if
I think it's done.
It's okay.
I think they are moving.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they go to? I know they were talking about Arlington Heights or Indiana. Do you know which one?
Is Arlington Heights out the state?
No, that's in state.
No, they're going out the state. So
they going to Indiana? Oh, I did. Anyway.
Like they kept saying it's only a 30-minute drive.
It could be either one, but that's what happened with the Bears. It's too expensive to be in Chicago, and you're making it more expensive for them to stay here. And they're finding other places where they can do the same thing that they're doing in a different location. So that's
I kind of think that's what happened with Tim. Because I was just been walking downtown. Not even just I didn't even know that's what exactly happened, but just downtown. I was walking downtown because I usually just been driving, but lately I've been walking through downtown in the daytime, and I was just like, what happened to all these little stores and businesses and the whole, remember that? And I remember when they built that big, nice garage with the little light up board you drive up, like that thing is a desert. It's spray paint all over it. So I need to start looking into why did that happen and did something happen? But I'm finna do a show on Kara and the mayor and his tornado money. So
I wish you would, because it's a big topic.
Oh yeah, I've already got when I do that, I need to make sure it's right. I was trying to get somebody to come on and talk about these data centers too, but he ain't reached back out to me yet.
Yeah,
that Spaces, talking about stadiums leaving, I'm sorry, but the Rams wouldn't give them money, like the city wouldn't buy new stadiums, and it's like these football teams like the Bears, and it's their right to do what they want to do, but they're going to move to Indiana because Indiana will give them all the tax breaks in the world. So
you know what I mean, and everybody wants.
But it's the rich getting richer.
Who doesn't want? But
in my
people at our income level can do the same thing. You just got to figure out how to do it.
And it doesn't have quite the same effect.
Well, yeah.
They don't care as much.
Spaces is moving. Oh no! Shut the building down.
Nice.
That's funny.
So hey man, if you have an opportunity to get the same thing that you're getting at a cheaper price somewhere else, anybody would do that. Especially when you're a major business like Starbucks or whatever. So no, I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at anybody. And that while Miss Sneaker was talking about downtown, that's how it is downtown Chicago. Like, it was disappointing. I went down there, I don't know how many, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, maybe a month ago at this point. And I'm looking at these buildings that have for sale. Like, this was beautiful before. It still is beautiful, but this was beautiful. Like, and now it's just, you're muted. It's just too expensive for them to stay here, so they leave.
You talking about downtown Chicago?
Yeah.
When I went there for the first time a few years ago, because everybody, we're gonna go downtown, but we went to the Bean, but there was literally nothing. But I did see like empty buildings, and somebody told me used to be a lot of big shopping down there. Like,
the other thing that exaggerated that was COVID, because I mean, it was city centers were having a hard time, but once nobody was working in their office spaces during COVID and they went empty, they realized there's so much empty office space, Nikki, not only in Chicago, but St. Louis too. It's a big part of it. People didn't come back downtown.
Yeah, it's crazy.